Hi everyone, Dan here from the Not a Real Biker channel. I know it's been a while since I've posted. Life has been really wild lately. I've been busy with a new job, trying to finish school, and trying to get the most out of my little Honda before it gets too cold and I can't ride anymore. I also lost my Sony audio recorder, so the footage you're going to see is from a ride I took about a week ago, but with no audio. I'll try to leave some sounds in from the engine and stuff like that. Anyways, enough rambling, let's get into the video. I'm sure you've seen the title, First Year of Riding, a Retrospective. I don't want to seem pretentious or sound like I've hot shit, because I'm not. I'm definitely learning things. I'm still a beginner rider. I still take turns a little slower than I know I can, because I can't trick my brain into having faith in my lean. I still get into situations and not know what's going to happen. And I still can't wheelie, no matter how hard I try. I've had my motorcycle license for just over a year now, and I've gotten to experience some pretty amazing things behind the handlebars. I wanted to share a couple of insights I've learned and kind of recap over the last year for myself, where I started and where I'm heading from here. To kind of put things in a timeline, I decided to get into motorcycling in 2020 and kind of the early summer. I had just moved across the state, I was unemployed, and overall my life wasn't really where I wanted it to be. I didn't take risk like I wanted. I was living kind of in fear of losing everything that I've gathered. I remember going to bed one night and having a dream about riding a motorcycle from my old house over to my new house across the state. I kept dreaming about keeping the bike stable, changing gears, rolling on the throttle. I just remember everything being so vivid without ever getting on a motorcycle or without ever driving a manual transmission. I woke up that morning and decided I would kind of take a look into it. I told my girlfriend about it and she was really supportive. So that day, I started looking what it takes to ride a motorcycle. From there, I found the Yammy Noob channel and the Dan the Fireman channel, and those were really helpful channels in making sure I, knew what I was expecting getting into riding motorcycles. They really helped prepare me for the MSF class and what I would get into this hobby. During my time getting ready, I purposely didn't buy a motorcycle until after I finished the MSF class. This is because I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to get on a bike for the first time and not like it. But I'm glad I did that because it kept me from getting on the wrong bike. At first I thought I wanted a cruiser. In the class we used Harley Street 500s for the MSF, and I decided that the short seat height wasn't right for me. Then I started looking at adventure bikes and naked bikes. These bikes seemed very appealing to me because I had an interest in trying to do some dirt riding, but I didn't want to necessarily get into motocross or riding down single track. Once I got my license, I didn't have a steady income at that point, so I saved as much as I could, about $2,000 altogether, and went off looking for a bike. Everyone told me to stay away from UJMs because the brakes suck and they need a little extra care that I wasn't willing to give into it. So that left me with a couple other options, mostly clapped out beginner sport bikes and dual sports. I ended up getting a 1997 Suzuki DR650E. It wasn't a pretty bike. The white and purple and yellow color scheme was pretty awful. I remember doing a couple of U-turns in the parking lot of the mechanic shop that I bought it from, then hitting the road to head home. This was probably the scariest ride I ever took. This was the first time I was on the road with cars, and this is the first time I was doing above 20 miles an hour. My girlfriend drove behind me the entire way, and I knew she was also freaking out. From there, I spent a solid month in parking lots learning how to ride the bike at slow speeds. I dropped it once doing a U-turn, broke some stuff, and kept riding. The nice part about starting on the dual sport I did is it didn't care what shape it was in. It was already ugly, so the dents in the tank and the broken levers just looked normal. After parking lots, I took the bike on some back roads, managed to get around some twisties, and I even managed to get the balls to take it on the highway a couple of times. I remember being most terrified getting on and off the highway, but once I was on, there wasn't a ton of fear. I just had to acclimate to the faster speed. Once winter was over, I sold the Suzuki to another beginner rider, and I ended up buying myself a 2015 Honda CB500X. The bike was a little more road-oriented with road tires and a comfy seat. I also bought a Gopro so I could start this channel. Since buying that bike, I've put about 3,000 miles in the saddle, made a couple of long trips, and actually been able to socialize with this hobby. It's really amazing how much riding bikes has helped me open up and be more social. I think there was a couple big things this year of riding has taught me overall. Kind of wrapping this video up, I wanted to share a couple of pointers with you, just in case you're thinking about getting into riding motorcycles. Number 1, don't buy a new bike. New bikes are expensive, and dropping means you're going to hurt your resale value. As a beginner, expect to drop your bike at least once. For this reason, try jumping on a used bike off Craigslist or Marketplace for your first. You'll thank me. Number 2, the size of the bike doesn't matter. All bikes can go on the highway. You have no idea how many times I tell people that I take my 500cc bike on the highway and I get the same response. Is it big enough for the highway? Yes, it is. It's still fun even on the highway. Get a smaller bike to start. It will get you where you need to go. Anything in the 250 to 500cc range will be perfect. 650s are great too if you're a little older and you want something you can learn and keep with for a while. Number 3, doing scary things is fun sometimes. I was terrified when I got on the bike for the first time. As a risk avoider, I'm really glad I was able to get on the bike and make it happen though. There's a therapeutic element to riding where all your troubles seem to melt away when you're on the bike. If you have anxieties or some mental shit holding you down, I'd really recommend it. It's a powerful feeling knowing that you can get over those anxieties and do something really cool. Number 4, have fun. Motorcycles are fun machines. Remember to laugh as you're learning. Not everything needs to be focused on learning from your mistakes. I've had plenty of coast claws as I've learned, and one of my most common reactions is to laugh to myself and kind of ask, how did I get into this? It's good to be self-aware when you're riding. Laughing will keep you humble and keep you from riding beyond your skill. Going into the second year of riding, I've got a few plans. I want to grow this channel in content and hopefully viewers. Personally, I'm planning on buying a house with a garage hopefully, so that I can make some videos of myself working on the bike. I may also get a bigger bike, who knows. I'm really grateful for where I am in this journey and really where I am in my life. All I really hope is that if you see this video and you see some potential in this channel, please subscribe and like the video. This is something I really enjoy doing, and I'd love to keep doing it and keep building on it and making something really cool that I'm proud of. I think I'm going to cut it here. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off here. This is Dan. Thanks.